Hi, I'm Barbie Romero, the Director of Event Programming at MediaPost. Welcome to our Brand Insider series, Ask Me Anything. Today on our AMA Spotlight, we have Megan Crossley, Influencer Marketing Manager at Nestle Health Science. Welcome, Megan.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Great having you. So, our listeners submitted some questions for you, and the first question that they had is how do you balance working with multiple brands within the portfolio? So, you manage about, I want to say like a handful of brands. How do you balance doing all of that within like a typical workday?
That's a great question. I've been at Nestle Health Science for a little over 8 months now, and what I like to say, it's a lot like hanging out at the beach. I'm the lifeguard, and sometimes the waters are calm and everything's in harmony, and other times it's like a sunny summer weekend overcrowded with people. The waves are crashing, the beach balls are flying. I'm a Jersey girl, so I totally relate to that analogy. But at the end of the day, in either of those scenarios, still at the beach with a big ocean in front of me filled with plenty of opportunity. And in this role, I'm seeking those synergies from workflows to partnering with the right creators, envisioning the potential across the broader portfolio and understanding kind of just like the tides are shifting, so does social media. And so sometimes you just have to go with the flow.
Great. So, speaking about creators, I also noticed that you manage influencer and ambassador marketing. Some people use those things interchangeably. Some people say creator marketing. So, can you tell us, I guess, in your definition, what is the difference between those different types of terms?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a classic case of definitions. And similarly, yes, I found that across the industry, there aren't clear terms or definitions for ambassador marketing, as peers have defined it differently in my experience too. But how I define it is that influencer marketing taps into people who have an organic social media reach to effectively and authentically deliver that brand communications to their audience. Then, on the other hand, you have ambassadors who are essentially small scale influencers. Ambassador marketing allows you to work with creators to scale, though, just given that smaller audience, to generate that brand awareness and engagement. And what I find is ambassadors are typically that loyal group dedicated to spreading the word about the brands they love to their respective audiences.
Okay, great. So it's more like a, what do you say, like a micro kind of.
Exactly,
Oh,
or
okay.
nano
Yeah.
influencers. It's different. It's more of that lower tier influencer, but
Mhm.
there are so many of them at that level that can really help spread the word in an impactful way and drive up that engagement.
Great. So I also like as a medical like supplement kind of
Mhm.
portfolio. Do you work with HCPs with your within your program? I follow one Bradley Campbell, I believe is his name. I follow a bunch of HCPs, so but he suggested some of the supplements from like pure encapsulations. I don't know if you work with him, but I was just curious if you work with HCPs on this.
Yes, absolutely. And I love to hear that we're getting some brand love from the HCPs you're following. But working with HCPs are a key pillar to many of our brands at Nestle Health Science. And that's especially in the professional health division, which I support in my role. So HCPs are healthcare providers. They range from registered dietitians to nurse practitioners and medical doctors, and they're all important digital storytellers for our brands to educate those consumers. They facilitate in sending and expanding that brand awareness for our overall Nestle Health Science mission of empowering healthier lives through nutrition. And we aim to deliver that through these strategic HCP partners.
Great. And so working with these HCPs, I know it's like a really heavily regulated
Mm-hmm.
industry. How do you navigate that? Like if you have any tips for people with these kind of regulations?
It's a great question too. Well, a personal motto of mine that I've held throughout my life is organization is key to every success. And I've carried that through navigating all of these regulations for the HCP influencers as well. So that includes having solid checklists, ensuring all stakeholders are on board with the process, working really closely with cross-functional subject matter experts and adapting as I go based on those key learnings. That's basically been my current path to managing all of the above.
Great. And the next question is, so with these programs, do you have like a dual target? Like, are you also trying to target HCPs and patients separately? How do you reach both with these kinds of programs?
Yeah, I love this question too. And in short, the answer is yes. We want to reach HCPs and consumers. But as you can imagine, the messaging structure is a little bit different for each of them. So we can target patients by working with other patients or more of your lifestyle influencers in that category, building that brand awareness and storytelling through relatable experiences. So bringing it to life that way. But then HCPs can also reach patients through educational content, leveraging their credible expertise and encourage their followers to talk to their own healthcare providers and take actions on solutions that may or may not work for them. Then there's another layer, actually. There's the HCPs who are influencing other healthcare providers. And we do this by leveraging relevant platforms that the HCPs are on, like LinkedIn, to build more of that peer-to-peer content. And that drives clinical conversations that can help these professionals support their patients while also learning more themselves. And some influencers can serve multiple roles, while some have these specific targets based on all of that. But it all ladders back into our overarching strategy and our business goals to help meet our consumers. And consumers include HCPs. So and we want to target them where they're naturally absorbing the content.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, you have a lot of targets to hit, and yeah, it
Yes.
makes sense that HCPs would influence other HCPs. I didn't think about that. That's very cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's many different ways we can work with them. And it's really exciting to brainstorm and figure out what's the best way to reach the appropriate target in the right moment that's relevant for them.
Right. So now that you're done answering all of the audience questions, we're part
Okay.
of the show that it's like rapid fire questions, and these are quick answers only. So if you're ready, we can get started.
Okay.
All right. So your favorite influencer campaign that you worked on?
Oof, okay. So one that sticks with me the most is working with CeraVe in my prior role. We supported Cleanse Your Skin Week and tapped into dermatologist influencers at an all-person event in New York. And it was really one of those impactful, fully integrated marketing events that allowed us to capture that relatable, authentic content. And that actually really solidified my passion for working with HCPs to deliver effective consumer communication. So it really is a nice tie for me that will pretty much always stick with my career path.
Very cool. The dream influencer that you want to collab with. Don't mention one that you already that you already collabed with. I mean,
Yeah, no,
if you can, if you
that's a
can't,
great
if
point.
you could only mention the one you collabed with, that's fine too. But if you could try.
Yeah. Oh no, there are so many influencers out there, and it's really a great question because it's kind of like having to pick a favorite child. But if I really could dream up so many different partnership POVs, but I kind of like always come back to that comedic angle. So corporate Natalie, she's like always been one of my favorites for a while now. She has that corporate humor POV, and she's so creative. She has that unique value proposition that she taps into with successful partnerships that I've seen her do already, like with Capital One or Duolingo. So it would be really fun to see what she could come up with for a Nestle Health Science brand.
Well, we'll post this online, so maybe she'll get back to you.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out in my DMs.
And your favorite social media platform right now? It could be something that you guys are working on, or personally, like what's your favorite platform to hang out on?
Okay, so I'm going to do the personal perspective. This is another tough one, but I always go to Instagram because I'm just here for all the shareable content on that platform. That said, though, I'm really into Blue Sky lately. It's been my like default for news and real-time updates, and I appreciate the old school Twitter vibe about
Yeah, definitely.
it.
Instagram's my go-to as well. I set a
Yeah.
timer to make myself not spend too much time on it. So so yeah. Well, Megan, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, and thanks to the audience for tuning in. If you ever want to be on the hot seat yourself or have any other questions, please contact me at barbie@mediapost.com. Take care.